You called.
Yeah, I have a question.
I am hardly surprised.
Of course. Do you find Ferelden very strange?
To put it lightly, no one has a place here. Your farmers wish to be merchants. The merchants dream of being nobles, and the nobles become warriors. No one is content to be who they are.
Is there anything you like about Ferelden?
There is interesting food here. You have a thing. It doesn't have a word in the Kunari tongue. Little baked things like bread, but sweet and crumbly.
Cookies?
Yes, we have no such things in our lands. This should be remedied.
He likes cookies. Oh god, I hope I will find some cookies in Ferelden. I'll give it to him. Okay. Well, I'll keep that in mind.
Shall we move on?
I wanted to discuss something you mentioned.
Speak then.
No, actually nothing.
Then I suggest we move on.
Yeah, let's move on.
As you wish.
Plus 11, because we talked about cookies. Nice. Okay, I really hope that I find some cookies somewhere. I mean, I don't have any now, but... Wow. Alright. Alistair?
Maybe this isn't the best time to be thinking about this, but I've something to ask you. Chances are we'll be heading to Denerim soon. And when we're there, I wonder if we might be able to look someone up.
Do you have a friend outside the Grey Wardens?
I'm not talking about a friend, exactly. And no, it's not that sort of friend either. The thing is, I have a sister, a half-sister. I told you about my mother, right? She was a servant at Redcliffe Castle and she had a daughter. Only, I never knew about her. I don't think she knew about me either. They kept my birth a secret after all. But, after I became a Grey Warden, I did some checking and, well, I found out she's still alive. In Denerim.
Okay, so... Who is she to you, really?
She's the only real family I have left. The only family not also mixed up in the whole royal thing. I've just been thinking that maybe it's time I went to see her. With the blight coming and everything, I don't know if I'll ever get another chance to see her. Maybe I can help her. Warn her about the danger, I don't know.
Okay, and what are you expecting that she will do?
I'm not sure. I don't know anything about her except her name and where she lives. Her name is Goldana, and I think she remarried but still lives just outside the alienage. If we're in the area, then, well, it's worth a look.
Yeah, I mean, we're not getting there very soon, but if we're there, of course we will help you find your sister. Hey, Dominicus. And one of them likes Mabari crunches, and the other one likes cookies. I would just watch them.
You are a true warrior and worthy of respect.
Very nice. Seems those two like each other. Zephyrin,
Here I am.
would you care to answer some questions?
Oh, this should be good. Go ahead.
Tell me a little bit about Antiva.
Oh, you wish to know about Antiva, do you? The only way to truly appreciate it would be to go there. It is a warm place, not cold and harsh like this Ferelden. In Antiva it rains often, but the flowers are always in bloom. Or so the saying goes.
Do you want to go back sometime?
It's not really a matter of wanting to go back. I cannot go. At least not yet. I hail from the glorious Antiva city, home to the royal palace. It is a glittering gem amidst the sand, my Antiva city. Do you come from someplace comparable?
Not really. My people actually have no cities.
Ah, yes, of course. The wandering life of the Dalish. That truly is better. I'm jealous. You know what is most odd? We speak of my homeland, and for all its wine and its dark-haired beauties and the lilo flutes of the minstrels, I miss the leather the most.
Okay, this I have to hear.
I mean the smell. For years, I lived in a tiny apartment near Antiva City's leather-making district, in a building where the crows stored their youngest recruits, packed in like crates. I grew accustomed to the stench, even though the humans complained of it constantly. To this day, the smell of fresh leather is what reminds me most of home more than anything else.
You sound like you've been away from home forever.
Oh, not so long, I know. It is my first time away from Antiva, however, and the thought of never returning makes me think of it constantly. Before I left, I was tempted to spend what little coin I possessed on leather boots I spotted in a store window. Finest Antivan leather, perfect craftsmanship. But I was a fool to leave them. I thought, Zevran, you can buy them when you return as a reward for a job well done. More the fool I, no?
Your home is still there, Zephyrin. You can always go back after we finish here, and then you can still buy the leather boots, if they're still there.
True, and it's a comforting thought. One simply never knows what is to come next. How could I have suspected I would end up defeated by a handsome Grey Warden? A man who then spares my life? I could not.
You need to make the most of where you are.
Quite right you are. I see the Grey Wardens do not recruit fools. Now, if it is all the same to you, I would prefer not to speak more of Antiva. It makes me wistful and hungry for a proper meal.
Right. Now we get the +4 back that we lost earlier. But there was another question I could ask.
Here I am.
Can I answer another question?
Oh, this should be good. Go ahead.
What is your opinion of the Dalish?
I know little enough of the Dalish other than the fact that my mother was one, or so I was told. She had fallen in love with an elven woodcutter and accompanied him back to the city, leaving her clan behind for good. And there, of course, the woodcutter died of some filthy disease and my mother was forced into prostitution to pay off his debts. Oldest tale in the book.
Zephyrin, that's horrible.
Is it? It seemed normal enough a tale growing up. No different than the other elven boys in the whorehouse. I didn't know my mother either, of course. She died giving birth to me. My first victim, as it were. We were all raised communally by the whores. It was a happy enough existence, ignoring the occasional beating. Until eventually I was sold to the crows. I brought a good price, so I hear.
And yet you're oddly cheerful about it.
It could have been much worse. Shall I tell you about what happened to the other whorehouse boys who did not fetch a decent price with the crows? Surely your life has not been so idyllic. People like you and I are not the product of happy lives of contentment, after all.
You can say that again.
My original point is that my mother's Dalish nature was always a point of fascination for me. Through all the years of my crow training, the one thing of my mother's that I possessed was a pair of gloves. They were of Dalish make, I knew that much, and beautiful. I had to keep them hidden, of course, as we were not allowed such things. Eventually, they were discovered, and I never saw them again.
I do have some Dalish armor as a gift. Was it gloves? I have to check after our conversation. I know the sort of gloves you speak of.
I suppose you would. I'd always wanted another. In fact, I ran off to join a clan once when they drew near Antiva City, thinking that there I would find my true calling. Naturally, the reality did not live up at all to the fantasies I had constructed as a boy, staring at those gloves. But such is life. Come, enough talk of the Dalish. Let us move on.
Alright. He's seeking Dalish gloves. And what do we have? We have Dalish gloves. Can I give it to Zephyrin?
Gloves? You're giving me gloves? What for?
The Danish gloves, like your mother's.
Maker's breath. You're right. It is like my mother's. The leather was less thick and it had more embroidery, but these are very close and quite handsome.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Do I seem surprised? Perhaps I am. Still, I appreciate the fact that you even thought of me. No one has simply given me a gift before. Thank you.
Nice. Items received? No, I gave it away. But he gives plus 12 in approval. Nice. So he likes us a little bit more now. That's good. We need to be friends here to be able to survive this blight. Now, Vin?
So, tell me, how did you become a Grey Warden?
Well, I was tainted and only the joining could save me.
Then you became a Grey Warden out of necessity. But Duncan must also have seen something special in you. The Order does not take in recruits just to save their life. You must be proud to be able to represent your tribe and the Dalish as a Grey Warden.
I just hope that I can show the strength Duncan saw in me.
Sometimes it gives me comfort to think that everything will end up the way it's supposed to. That it will be all right. You were chosen. You survived the joining when others did not. Perhaps it was meant to be.
Right. Liliana?
I was just thinking about what happened to the elves, and I'm reminded of a song sung to me many years ago. It was
Okay.
when my mother died. And this wise elven woman comforted me and told me that we shouldn't fear death or hate it. Death is just another beginning. One day, we must all shed our earthly bodies to allow our spirits to fly free.
That is comforting.
It's a beautiful sentiment, I think. One that brings peace and hope to the grieving.
That was a nice song. Alright. Seemed to be to almost everyone's liking, only Morrigan was not really into it. Roland?
Yes? What can I do for you?
I want to ask you a question about the past. No, is this... Wait. I always forget which is about his past and which is about what happened. I want to ask you a question about the past.
Of course.
Okay, nothing to ask.
I'll be here when you do then. Yes? What can I do for you?
I want to ask you a question about what happened.
Of course.
Roland, what happened to the people of the castle?
This is hard for me. I have never seen such little mercy towards the fallen. When we were dragged outside, I regained consciousness and saw many wounded, but nobody was allowed to tend to them. The Jarl's general pointed at the ones that needed desperate help
we had that
and made
already.
the soldiers kill them mercilessly. They killed men. There was no dignity for anybody. Everybody was abused. The screams, that's what I remember the most. The screams of the women.
We survived this blight. I'll help you to hunt him down.
I want him handed to the authorities. Or his head on a pike. I don't really care which one, as long as he pays for what he's done. For now, we have another task ahead. We should try to rest before we continue with it tomorrow.
Sure. Did we not talk about this before? I thought we did, but let me see if we have something
Yes?
else.
What can I do for you?
Tell me about yourself, Roland.
Well, I've served in Cousland Castle for years, since my own father sent me to squire there. My father is a minor lord in the Bannorn.
This is
Now,
also... Okay,
I took great
there is
pride in
nothing new
serving the
then.
town, and I wanted...
We have nothing new of him then. Yeah. Okay, so only Morrigan left in that case.
Yes?
I'd like to ask you something.
So, full of questions, are you?
Always. Doesn't seem there is something new. Maybe about private things.
Yes?
Like to discuss something personal.
We're in camp, so 'tis as good a time as any.
Can I kiss her?
What's this? 'Tis a rather odd discussion you seem to desire, leaning in so closely.
Humor me.
Oh, it's humor you desire. I didn't realize comedy had anything to do with this.
Only if we do it wrong.
How true. Let us do it right, then.
And I get +4 for this. Nice. That's 36. Yeah. A lot of potions here. Alright, so we'll go to Redcliffe next, and if we have some... If Morrigan can level up, then we'll give her heal, because that is... This is necessary, really, really necessary to survive on this difficulty. We do have, yeah, a lot of health poultices. That is very nice. Elf fruits. We don't have any elf fruit. Maybe we can find some in Redcliffe. Because we have 93 flasks, so let's see if we can make us some health poultices there. But May gloves. He's wearing the Dalish gloves that I gave him, yeah? But the Splint May gloves are better, so... Look, I'm sorry, but... You really have to wear those Splint May gloves. I'm really, really sorry. He doesn't get a minus for that, that's nice. Okay, we'll go with Alistair,
Yes.
because Al Eamon is the one who raised him, so he should be there. Then we go with Liliana instead of Zephyr,
Indeed.
because we just had him before, and Morrigan instead of Vin. Yeah, Redcliffe Village. We're already there, so it does not take long. Alistair has a level up, and Morrigan as well. Nice. Strength, dexterity, constitution. Cleanse area. The Templar purges the area of magic, removing all dispellable effects from those nearby. Friendly fire possible. That is nice, but I think I'll go for shield wall. No, overpower. Overpower, yes. That's what I have as well for my character, so that is needed. Willpower, magic, willpower. And here we go for heal, because we need heal.
Oh?
Can I equip it for you? Heal. Okay, what I don't need is oh, I don't know, actually. I can put up herbalism because I can choose that from the skill menu. Let me put this here and this there. Yeah, okay, that should be good now. But I need, yeah. If an ally has health of under 50%, use heal. Alright. Rock armor any? Yes, that's fine. What is Mind Blast doing again? Cast projects a wave of telekinetic force that stuns enemies caught in the sphere. Okay, should be okay like this. Yeah, so we are in Redcliffe Village now. There is a bridge, and here looks like a farm, but we cannot go in there.
Very well.
Through it. Let's talk to this guy on the bridge. Thomas.
I thought I saw travelers coming down the road, though I scarcely believed it. Have you come to help us?
Well, I'm on important business and I need to seal Al Eamon.
The Arl? Then you don't know? Has nobody out there heard?
What? I mean, I've heard that Al Eamon is sick, if that's what you mean.
He could be dead for all we know. Nobody's heard from the castle in days. We're under attack. Monsters come out of the castle every night and attack us until dawn. Everyone's been fighting and dying.
Apparently everyone seems to agree that a blight is the perfect time to start killing each other. Marvelous, really.
We've no army to defend us. No Arl and no king to send us help. So many are dead. And those left are terrified they're next.
Hold on, what is this evil that's attacking you?
I don't rightly know. I'm sorry, nobody does. I should take you to Ban Tegan. He's all that's holding us together. He'll want to see you.
Ban Tegan, Al Eamon's brother. He's here.
Yes. It's not far, if you'll come with me.
Sure, let's go.
It's Thomas, yes? And who are these people with you? They are obviously not simple travelers.
No, my lord. They just arrived, and I thought you would want to see them.
Well done, Thomas. Greetings, friends. My name is Tegan, Ban of Reynisphere, brother to the Arl.
I remember you, Ban Tegan, though the last time we met, I was a lot younger and covered in mud.
Covered in mud? Alistair? It is you, isn't it? You're alive! This is wonderful news.
Still alive, yes. Though not for long if Tern Loghain has anything to say about it.
Indeed. Loghain would have us believe all Grey Wardens died along with my nephew, amongst other things.
And you don't seem to believe Loghain's lies?
What, that he pulled his men in order to save them? That Cailan risked everything in the name of glory? Hardly. Loghain calls the Grey Wardens traitors, murderers of the king. I don't believe it. It is an act of a desperate man. So you are a Grey Warden as well. A pleasure to meet you. I wish it were under better circumstances.
Me
You're
too.
here to see my brother. Unfortunately, that might be a problem. Eamon is gravely ill. No one has heard from the castle in days. No guards patrol the walls, and no one has responded to my shouts. The attack started a few nights ago. Evil things surged from the castle. We drove them back, but many perished during the assault.
What evil things are you talking about?
Some call them the Walking Dead, decomposing corpses returning to life with a hunger for human flesh. They hit again the next night. Each night they come with greater numbers. With Cailan dead and Loghain starting a war over the throne, no one responds to my urgent calls for help. I have a feeling tonight's assault will be the worst yet. Alistair, I hate to ask, but I desperately need the help of you and your friends.
It isn't just up to me. Though the Grey Wardens don't stand much chance against Loghain without Arl Eamon.
Well, we have to save you to get to the Isle, so yes, of course we'll help.
How pointless to help these villagers fight an impossible battle. One would think we had enough to contend with elsewhere.
Thank you. Thank you.
Morrigan.
This means more to me than you can guess. Thomas, please tell Murdoch what transpired. Then return to your post.
Yes, my lord.
Now then, there is much to do before night falls. I put 2 men in charge of the defense outside. Murdoch, the village mayor, is outside the chantry. Sir Perth, one of Eamon's knights, is just up the cliff at the windmill, watching the castle. You may discuss with them the preparations for the coming battle.
Alright, I want to discuss the situation with you.
Of course.
You have some of Arl Eamon's knights here?
I have those few who returned from their quest. You know of this, yes?
Quest? You mean the search for the Urn of Sacred Ashes?
Yes, I question Isolde's decision to send so many knights in search of this relic. But I am a practical man, whereas she is a woman of great faith. Sir Perth was one of the knights sent on this quest. Perhaps you should speak to him if you wish to learn more.
And why are you in the chantry with the villagers?
Sir Perth insists. He wants me to be with the villagers, so everyone he needs to protect is in one place. I don't mind, to be honest. The point of all this is to protect the villagers, and I can do that best here. This is the last line of defense, should things go amiss.
Do you need more men in here with you?
We could bring some men in to stand beside me, but I'd rather keep the monsters away from the villagers if possible.
What exactly are these things that attack the village?
I do not know. They seem to be walking corpses, men with rotting flesh that continue to attack even with the gravest injuries.
Undead, spirits possessing the dead. There could be several causes behind such a thing, none of them pleasant.
So what happens after this battle is over?
Hopefully we can find the source and stop it before it causes any more damage. With luck, we'll also find Eamon and be able to help him.
Alright. I should get back to work.
Very well. Luck be with you, my friend.
Yeah, I know, Morrigan -5, but we still have around +31, so it's not that bad. In here we can talk to Caitlin, which is behind us, yes. And we're gonna take a look in the chantry as well. And then we have to help those villagers survive and somehow get to the sick Arl. Alright then.